Hello and welcome. This afternoon we are in West Danville, Vermont at the boat launch of Joe's Pond. We're going to go for a little sail in a sailing dinghy. I'm still learning how to sail, so this could be interesting, but it's a beautiful afternoon. We have a nice little breeze, and hopefully we'll get to see some sights along Joe's Pond.
Joe's Pond in West Danville and Cabot, Vermont, covers an area of approximately 393 acres. Its maximum depth is about 100 feet.
We're launching right into the wind, so this will be interesting. It's late summer, early fall. The leaves are just starting to change, so hopefully we'll get a nice scenic ride. Okay, now we prepare to shove off. And let's see, I'm going to put one leg in and push off with the other. Hopefully climb in at the same time. Here we go. Okay, now one thing that's important is I've got to grab the sheet here. I've got to get the dagger board down. There. Gives us a little control. We're underway. Right now we're cruising along the shore just by the boat launch and hoping to get out into the wind a little bit. There's the boat launch behind us. Now we seem to be moving along pretty nicely. Finally got out into the wind, and it's starting to pull me along as we go out into the main pond of Joe's Pond. I am headed over to the first narrows. Hopefully I can go into the middle pond area. We'll find out.
On a different day, I sailed to the northern end of Joe's Pond, where there are two small islands. This first island, called Joe's Island, was built in the early 1900s by Simeon Whittier. He brought stones and soil in his rowboat from the mainland to build his island around an existing ledge. Simeon lived in a little cottage on his island for over 40 years. The larger island was known as Tara when Annie and Homer Richardson built the first buildings there in the early 1900s. Afterward, it belonged to a friar who built a small chapel there, and so it was called Priest's Island. It is now owned by the family of a past Vermont state representative.
Okay, I am going downwind, attempting to make it through that gap, the first narrows. When you're going downwind, the air seems so calm. But we are moving along nicely. Hopefully we'll make it through that first gap, and hopefully there's some wind on the other side of that so we can move around in the middle pond area. There's a beautiful camp right up on the shore of this first narrows. Well, once we got through the narrows and into the middle pond a little bit, we picked up a little breeze, still going downwind. See the camps along Route 2. Moving along quite nicely now as we get to the end of the middle pond, the other end of it, and head for the second narrows into the last part of the pond, I guess the easternmost part of the pond where the public beach is. Now the wind's slacked off since we're starting to get blocked by the land. There's a beautiful big camp right here. I love this place. Headed for the second narrows. We'll see if there's enough wind to take us through. We've made it through into the third part of Joe's Pond, and it is dead calm in here. probably be rowing out, but down at the very end of this pond is the dam and the public beach. Maybe we'll make it over there. We'll see.
The public beach at Joe's Pond in the village of West Danville is a grassy strip with beautiful shade trees and picnic tables. It's a great place to go swimming and catch the sunset over the mountains. Passing right by the beach is the Lamoille Valley Rail Trail, which you can bike, walk, or jog from one side of the state to the other. In the summer, there is Sambel's food truck parked nearby. Yes, they have poutine. You can also walk past the very small library and across Route 15 to the well-stocked Hastings General Store.
I've caught a little bit of a breeze in the third pond here. Very little. Maybe maybe we'll make it over to the beach. Here we go. It's too bad there's no one on the beach. It's a beautiful evening. Very warm. Leaves are still green. Won't be for long. Managed to turn around. Headed back. Straight into the sunset. We got a nice breeze here towards the edge of the third pond, but once we get up towards the narrows, I know it'll be much calmer. Well, it appears that the sun's going down and the wind is mostly died out, so looks like I might be rowing back. Still moving along just a tiny bit. Question is, how long do I go until I get out the oars? It's beautiful here on Joe's Pond. Like I said, it's a nice quiet evening for a long row back to the boat launch. How many of you have done this in Minecraft as a fast way to get around through the world? Get a rowboat. You can navigate through the Nether very quickly. You should try it in real life. It's much different. Still making more progress than I could sailing against the wind. Well, the sun's gone down over Joe's Pond. I'm rowing back to the boat launch. We had a good time sailing downwind until the wind died when the sun went down. But still a beautiful day, and I thank you for coming along on the ride. See you next time.